You're 94 and you've seen so much. This is totally different though, right? Than anything you've ever seen?
Absolutely. In just a matter of months, we went from living happily to being cooped up, losing our jobs, closing down this, closing down that. It's not like a regular war where you have uniforms and you know who you're fighting. This is an invisible enemy. You don't know where it is. It could be all around you. So you have to really, really pay attention.
You lived in Seaside since about
76 I
75?
brought down here, yes.
So what is it that you love about Seaside?
The winter. Peace and quiet, no traffic. And I love the summer too.
It doesn't matter how old we are. We still have certain things that are similar, and it doesn't change.
Very interesting. That's an interesting point.
You're a hell of a guy.
I mean, you know, we're brothers in arms, you and I. You're the first one I really met that was in my category. Older parents, raise yourself. Mm-hmm. You're the first one I met. Something to think about. It's something that formed our lives. Mm-hmm. Almost parallel.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Yes.
Frank? How are you today? You look so handsome.
Good. Thank you.
Love your outfit.
Christmas presents.
Love it. Love it. Cashmere.
Oh yeah, and warm too.
Good.
I kind of assume that you want to go back in time. Well, we're going to start from the beginning. So that's got to be maybe under a year old. Passport pictures that my mother took me to Italy for 6 months.
Look at your little outfit.
I'm about 5 years old when we moved to the new house.
Where's that?
On Patterson Avenue. So we're going up that way. I'll show you this house.
Okay.
And there's my sister. That's my sister. She was a flapper. I paid $7 for that from a neighbor friend of mine that didn't need it anymore. I guess he was older than me. So he sold it to me for $7. I had to hide that bike. My father didn't want me to have a bike because I could get killed or something. It was dangerous. So I bought this bike and I hid it next door. You want to see old-fashioned? That's my mother. Okay.
Were you the favorite kid in your family?
I was the baby. Everybody was growing up. They had their own lives, and you know that.
I know
story.
how it is.
You know that story. Okay, now we're going to grammar school. This is my class book from grammar school. Ambition to accomplish all that I try for. That's my graduation.
Oh,
look at all that hair.
Wow.
Look at that hair. You know, as soon as I came out of the Navy, it started falling out. My father made that for me. He wasn't a real craftsman, so he did whatever he could when I was in the Navy, and he put the pictures in there. And here I am still at 94 with this hat. I was in charge of all the sound power telephones, and I had my shop right under the flight deck. And this one day, I come out of my shop, heard a noise, and I put my head above the flight deck, and a 5-inch shell exploded, and it killed 2 men, wounded 26, damaged 17 planes. So that was close enough. Oh, here I am again with a sailor's outfit on, saluting. I'm all ready to go in the Navy.
You're already ready.
I'm ready to go in the Navy. Want this?
Yes!
It's gotta end. It's gotta be under control like the flu.
Yeah. So you feel hopeful?
My mother and father, 3 brothers and a sister. 1918. They were in Parese, New Jersey. They all survived. They survived to a point where they never mentioned it. I never knew it, that they went through the Spanish flu. Of course, they didn't have television. They didn't have computers. They didn't have the internet.
Can we look at the weather for the 27th and the 28th?
Want me to do that now?
Yeah, why not?
That's 10 days, right? I can get.
Yeah, that's less than 10 days.
Oh, these computers. Yeah.
Okay, it's working.
Yeah.
It said it is.
Hey,
There
look
you
at that.
go.
Sunday afternoon.
Maybe Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon.
Maybe Sunday afternoon.
Oh, a whole busy weekend.
I know.
I'm not taking it off because you might have more questions. Ready?
Yep.
I'm Frank Parese, and this is where my story started. I was born in this house. The best part was the museum. That was mind-blowing, because for me to go in, the very few World War II veterans, and here's another one. There's 2 of us.
I thought it was amazing too, the Mohammed guy
Thanks for the service, man. You're the man.
giving you that drawing.
Does it remind you of something?
And he started asking me, you know what this is? And I'm looking at it upside down.
That's my business card.
Let me look at it at a different angle. Aha, it's the falls. It's the bridge. I don't know if I told you the day I got drafted, and when they took us down to Newark, they asked me what I wanted, the Navy. I said, the Navy. As you can see from when I was a kid, I was ready for the Navy. Next thing I know, here comes this big, tough-looking Marine going around asking for volunteers. You. I said, holy crow, oh my God. I start shaking in my boots that he was going to pick me. But he passed me up, and that was the biggest fear, because I could not see myself lugging those big. I brought home his rifle. I couldn't even. Are you kidding? It was so heavy. And then carry that plus a backpack and digging foxhole. But the way he come around, in that moment, I was really scared that he was going to pick me. And I don't know what would have happened then. I wouldn't be able to do it. But any job I got on the ship, I could do.
You got some really cool stuff here.
A lot of memories, yeah. So we come to these islands, nobody around. They give us 3 cans of warm beer. Flight deck was a good place. Some people slept up there. Dark out. As soon as you open the door, the light would go out. And we weren't allowed to smoke outside either, in case any subs were out there. But the beautiful, I have never seen anything like it. The stars.
Oh, wow.
There were so many stars, and you felt like you could touch them.
Wow.
As far as you could see, millions and millions of stars.
Wow.
Now with the whatever, smog, whatever, and my eyes are different now too. Yeah, I know people see stars, I don't see them. But in the Pacific at that time,
Wow.
with young eyes, oh my God, they were so gorgeous. Bought this bike in 1980. How's it look? Bicycles.
Yes.
You ever hear of Bike New York? Well,
Yes.
I did it twice, 52 miles.
Whoa.
And at that time, it was about 30,000 at that time. Now, you can't get near this thing. Now, these are all pictures of...
Cool.
Now, I don't know how you do.
Is that you?
That's me. Oh, this is my bike. This is in Wildwood. I'm right in front of my house. We just finished a nice long bike ride. And, hey.
Is it hard for you to tell us about your life and stuff, or is it?
No, you know what? I'm glad I got somebody to listen to for a change. And I got so many stories. And where I worked in Picatinny, I have this friend. He was a biker. He lived in Washington, New Jersey. We talked about riding from Washington to Seaside, 100 miles.
Wow.
Oh, and I heard about people riding 100 miles on Cape Cod. From Boston, they would ride to Cape Cod, 100 miles.
Wow.
Why don't we try 100 miles? That's me coming down,
Oh.
I think. Yeah, that's me.
Wow. Look at that.
Well, these are mostly pictures of her. This, I don't even want to look at that. This is when she was sick.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who else would give me an 80th birthday party and a 90th? Big time. Big time. I'm going a year at a time.
That must have been painful.
She went through 2 bouts of it with her diabetes. The first bout, she got out of it, and then she got caught again a couple of years later, 3 or 4 years later, and that did her in. This is my daughter, and this is my son. I lost him. He was already sick there. The age that I went to Italy, he got sick.
Oh,
And
Frank.
when I came back, he was gone. leukemia.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So, in those days, you didn't have money for all the toys, so I made this dollhouse for the kids.
What was your son's name?
Frank the Third. I handled my son's death. I handle my daughter's death now. Some people would probably go over the deep end and start drinking. I don't know. And I watched her. I watched them both. They got so sick. My son even went blind from it, from the radiation. And my daughter, when I watched her getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and she was constantly on morphine. The pain was so bad, and they said, give her all she wants. There's nothing they could do, and she just hallucinations and all. I had to see that. I watched that. But at the end, I said, thank God, thank you, God, taking her away from this miserable disease and all this problems. So that's one way to look at it. I couldn't bear to see her suffering anymore. And my son. Life should be peaceful, unless you have a sickness or you got a disease or an accident. But life should be peaceful. You're here only a short time on this earth. Make the best of it.
All right, good job.
Good job?
Yes.
Good job.
I feel the same thing. I want to call my mom or my dad or like.
Yeah, how I wish they were here, because I really have so much to tell them, because growing up, I didn't have anything. I was the baby of the family. Nobody wanted to listen to me anyway. Right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Totally.
Yeah, we're together. So, it's a matter of don't pay attention to negative things. Do what you feel is right and keep going forward. Keep going forward. Guys.